welcome to another edition of the Not So Normal Rugby Show. And weirdly enough, we are out in a place where we haven't been before, Lucian. It's a gym. It's some place that you like to be in.
Yeah, hallelujah, SUV. What a privilege it is to be at the Cape Peninsula University of Technology. We are here in the gym facility, a place that I like to call my second home. I enjoy spending time in the gym, SUV, so it's good to be doing a talk show inside of the gym here this evening.
Yeah, well, we are a show that, I've been doing a lot of firsts. Firstly, the very unfit presenter needs to start getting into this kind of area of facilities more often, because I need to shed a little bit something here. Yeah, gotta get a little bit better here. But for you guys at home, CPUT is the home of the latest addition to the Super League B. I mean, for a team that really has gone from also previous Varsity Shield champions, and they're going to be looking to get one over their peers next season as well. But now shifting it to club rugby, where they started literally from the bottom, moved up to Super C. They got one over Macassar this weekend, and I mean, promotion. Yeah,
promotion. Well, it was a fantastic match as well. The students playing against the more older men. They did really well. They have a solid pack of forwards. They've got really good running backs, some exciting running backs. So the future is definitely bright here at CPUT SUV. Looking forward to see them go in the final, and then obviously next year when they compete to go onto the Varsity Cup and all those things.
Yeah, well, we're going to chat a little bit more to the head coach here at CPUT, Alistair Tace, in just a little bit. However, we've got to show you our first highlights package, and we're going all the way back to the Borland, because there was a massive game this weekend. Roses played Hamlet, and Mariesburg played Darling, and this is what happened.
Apollo sit hom op die losgemaal, is Louis. Bal wat uitkom. Fortuin. Vir wie gee hulle die bal? Kom ons kyk. Wie is dit? Terug aangee daar van die bal. Bal kom deur die hande. Goed gehardloop daar deur Apollos. Apollos gee die bal vir Mentor. Bal kom deur die hande. Yo! In die lyn staan gedoen het. Hy rank. Baie goed gevat. Williams. Andries. Goed daar deur die middelveld gekom. Man is nie vasgehou in die kontakkie. Williams. Fortuin. Williams. Andries. Deur die hande. Jacobs. Daai man het sy vlerkie aangee. Hy hou van hulle. Chicken wings. Kom ons kyk. Dis 'n losgemaal. Williams. Williams uit die bal gaan uithaal. Goed gevat daar deur Shane. Hy werk. Hy gaan. 'n man op sy rug. Hy sê nee.
Bal wat daar gekry word, nou speel hulle uitgekry daarna Heinrich Boys wat daar deur gaan kry die nodige ondersteuning. Rowan van Wyk in die 19 try steeds vorentoe geskop deur Heinrich Boys, bal daar opgevolg word. Hy word opgetel. En dis die eerste punt. Bal is afgeneem, uitgekom daar by Joel Samuel speel. Hoor aan gee nou is die 8ste man. Walden Maas speel hier oor na die vleuel. Ja, waar Kloofas. Gaan Kloofas oor en hy gaan oor in die hoekie. Stryd liggie wat cool raak ingegooi. Mooi gekry daar die Walden Maas. Uitgekry daar deur Samuel. Samuel speel aan na die loskakel. James Warnick, ek bedoel Jamil. Nou is dit die 12, John T. Loopser. Bal wat uitkom is die vleuel, gaat hy weer binne. En hy word daar uitgeboender. Steeds beskikbaar by Darling speel nou die heel agter. Gekry daar die 8ste man binne toe Walden Maas. Een man om, hy is nog steeds vorentoe. Skeieregter speel voordeel. Die bal wat uitkom, Joel Samuels. Mooi gedoen, op agterdeur gegooi daar die lange veld. Die gaan hom afrond. Ingegooi deur Samuels. Weer sterk skrum deur Walden Maas. Beheer die bal mooi agter. Soek die strafskop opgetel deur Samuels. Joel is daar, is hy daar.
Roses United coming up tops there against Hamlet in Ceres. That was a short snippet of the highlights of that match. Remember to go online, go to our YouTube channel, Club Rugby Live, and you can watch the full matches there. HCV, good weekend this weekend. Once again, White Roses were coming up tops, burying Hamlet this weekend. Unfortunate for them, who've had a really good season. They now have to bow out with Roses now with one game left, but surely they will make the top 12 spot there.
Yeah, the two teams are well set in stone from the Wit Central, who's going to play in the top 12, and that's of course Bella and Roses. So it's going to be interesting to see where they finish in terms of groups and how that's going to get played, but we'll get into that again.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of other results in the Wit Central.
Other results, Evergreens played against Sierras, 32-all draw. Had Newton lost to Delicious at home, 23 points to 38. And then the big hiding that was dished out this weekend in the Wit Central, given by Bella Vista over Temperance. They beat Temperance 3 points to 80. And then Tilbach beat Woolsley 14 points to 12.
Yeah, and speaking of Tilbach, Sierras and Tilbach now definitely look doomed. And of course, we spoke about that top two teams. So it's all set in stone for the Wit Central. That's it. But let's move to the Swartland. We've seen the highlights of Mariesburg and Darling. And like Lucian said earlier, go out onto the page, check it out. The extended highlights is on there. But what a game. And interesting chat with the captain.
Yeah, obviously you can go ahead and have a look at on our YouTube channel. Fantastic interview there with the captain of Mariesburg before the game. The man said they are here to bury Darling. They want to finish strong. The man came out passionately there. So yeah, all around action in Borland. You never know what to expect, but good quality rugby is a definite.
Yeah, definitely, and quality it is, because apart from that result, which did a lot for the log, there was another massive hiding in the Groot Eidag this weekend.
Yeah, so other results, Portable and Good Hopes also played to a draw, 2020. Saron lost to Never Despair, 19-29, and then the big score of the weekend, the log leaders who have also now secured their top 12 spot, Westbank, beating Koningbeg 95 points to 7.
Wow, we were so close to getting a three-figure score in Western Province. Now, one weekend, we get Bella scoring 80. We've got Westbank scoring 95. These two teams are really putting their names out there and throwing it into the hat as proper contenders for this top 12. But now, there's also the issue of Abbotsdale, who still don't know what's going to happen to them.
Yeah, there's so much commotion going on around the Abbotsdale. But I think it's safe to say that I don't even, because those conclusions have been made yet, or we haven't gotten the information yet, but I think their season is done.
Yeah, I think their season is done. I think they've only played 12. Everybody else is sitting on 17, 18. 6 games a lot to make up. And how are you going to play the 6 games?
Yeah.
You know, they're not afforded the opportunity like in Western Province where you can play a midweek game. So
remember those games, they got 0-20 losses in those games that they didn't play. That's how it worked with Mbekweni when we were suspended for a few weeks. They give you 0-20 and it counts as a match.
Yeah, but there's there's no real conclusion yet.
No real one.
There is something going on this week, but we'll obviously get more information on next week's show. But nonetheless, Westbank, top of the log, and second place is still to be decided. There was a lot of other results in Borland as well. We're going to get to that right now. We'll start in Noordwester. Delicious and Citrusdal really look the part. Eagles in there as well. So it's going to be interesting there. But you've got the results.
Yeah, the results. Eagles this weekend once again showing their supremacy. They're beating Elands by 50 points to 12. The Invincibles beating the Marines 29 points to 17. The Majestics losing to Citrusdal at home 25 points to 33. And the Young Spurs against Excelsior. We unfortunately don't have the result of that match as yet.
Speaking of Excelsior and Elands Bay, they unfortunately are now dropping down, and then Delicious on 68, Citrusdal's got 66, and Eagles on 65. They are hitting they're competing for that top 2. Anybody can still win there because there's still games in hand. As we move on, I want us to move on to the Breelangeberg because there was some interesting results this weekend.
Interesting results there. So Ashton United beat McGregor at home 29 points to 26. Swellendam beating Protea 29 points to 27. The Montague Derby was won by the top club there, Montague Club beating Montague Villagers 6 points to 11. And then Young Hamiltons beat Worcester Villagers in that derby there, 26 points to 24. And then Robertson Rangers still in the mix, RCV 57 points to 17, victorious over Tow Park.
Yeah, Rangers top of the log on 74, Robertson Town on 68, Montague Club on 66. Those are the two that's going to compete. They've each got a game left. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be absolutely interesting from a neutral's perspective about who joins Rangers Robertson in that last position for that top 12 spot. Borland rugby is exciting.
It's exciting, RCV. There's always something happening, and there's if it's not controversy, it's something awesome that is happening. So we are looking forward to seeing how it plays out, and what a privilege it is, RCV, to be bringing it to you live, right here on Club Rugby Live.
Yeah, and we'll continue to go straight into it because I want to go to the Weskus quickly.
Yeah.
Ach, come on, man. Two sides. They are absolutely ripping it apart. And they are now confirmed as well. Well, we kind of knew that, it was inevitable that St. Helena and Saldanha was going to...
It was never set in stone, RCB. It was never set in stone. But Saldanha and St. Helena, both teams have already qualified now for the top 12. And the other result there, Langebaan getting a good victory over Hopefield, 36 points to 11. Paternoster beating Piketberg, 13 points to 16. Unfortunate for Piketberg.
Yeah,
they're going to drop. St. Helena, good victory over Veldrift, 40 points to 20. And then Vredenburg beating Mamre, or losing to Mamre at home, 12 points to 35. And then Young Hearts losing to Saldanha, 20 points to 30 at home there.
Yeah, and then obviously we need to get to this point where we now speak about the main protagonists in my eyes.
Yeah,
because that's the most competitive one for me for now. I love the Overberg. So, massive games this weekend in the Borland, especially Houston was involved with another one of those boys that was just, they've been consistent throughout the past couple of weeks, and they've been winning games. Yeah. And then there was a massive game in Caledon as well, but you've got the results.
Yeah, like I told you, I thought that Black Leaves were within a shot here to maybe ruffle up some feathers there against Houston, but it was not to be. Black Leaves losing to Houston, 24 points to 34. Botterfier losing to Genadendal there in a tight affair, 25 points to 26. And then the big one, Caledon against Bredasdorp Rangers. Caledon victorious over the Rangers, 22 points to 19. Grabouw took on Atlantics. Grabouw beating them 32 points to 10. And the last game there, Kleinmond losing at home to Safkol, 9 points to 35.
And you were speaking about the bottom of the table, guys. Genadendal currently on 27, Atlantics on 22, and then Grabouw on 29. So there's only 10 teams in the league, so everybody's got one game left, except Houston's got 2, Safkol's got 2, and then Bredasdorp Rangers have got games in hand. So they're currently 10 points behind Houston. Right? They've got 3 games left. So if I'm doing my calculations correct, they're going to have to beat both their next opponents by 5 to get on par with Houston. And then they play Houston.
Yeah. And, RCB, we've got a weekend there that weekend.
And that's what I'm getting to. On the 8th of October, this team is going to be in Bredasdorp because we've got a massive rugby weekend there. It is Houston versus the Tiere, Bredasdorp Rangers, a.k.a. Pabon. Yeah, die ding ruk in Bredasdorp. So I'm excited. We're excited to come down, and we're going to do some commentary. We're obviously going to do a lot of presenting as well, but at the end of the day, it's all about rugby, and that's going to be a massive one. And if results go the way it does, that's going to be
It's
a
going to
final.
be a big match there. So hopefully the ball will bounce in your favor in this case, RCV. May the ball bounce in your favor, and may it be a spectacular weekend that weekend there, that we can enjoy it and have a good day of rugby there. So.
Altyd lekker op die glaskasteel, daai kan ek vir jou guarantee. But we've had a lot of chat, so we need a little bit of a break. But in doing so, we are going to give you a little bit of something that you can look at. And that's the first part of our Western Province semi-final highlight package. And we'll start with Strand versus Kylemore and CPUT, our hosts tonight, as they took on Macassar. Super League C, it's challenging. It's the most difficult journey for a club to move up from Super League C. It's like in football. They've got the football pyramid. It's the Premier League, the Championship, League 1, League 2, and then of course you've got the National League. Super League C is that league for us here in Western Province. It's the toughest league to get out of, and these two teams have been standout throughout the course of the season. And you know, they've secured their place in Super B.
So both CPUT and Strand did really well. I was privileged to watch the CPUT game. You know, it was such a fantastic game, the CPUT Macassar game. In the first half, the students were dominating in the scrums, getting points quickly on the board. Then ever suddenly, the whole match turned around. The CPUT got a yellow card. The big lock, I think it's Joshua Prince. Yeah, he got a yellow card.
Joshua Paris.
Joshua Paris, isn't it Prince?
I thought it was Paris. I know because I coached him at
He's a big lad. He's a big lad, yeah. Boy. And he was sent off, and the scrums suddenly turned around, and Macassar was immediately back into the match. They didn't give up. Fought until the end, but CPT victorious there, 22 points to 12, in that fixture.
Yeah, and then of course Strand, Kylemore, what a game. Yeah. What an absolute game. I just want to apologize to everybody. There was some technical difficulties with the commentary for the first half, first and second half of that game. There was a couple of glitches there, but we managed to sort it out and pull it for the rest of the matches, which we'll show you in just a little bit. But Strand, I think they really deserved it. They were on the money all the time in terms of structure and what they wanted to do. And these two teams are now vying to become champions. But the fact of the matter is they already promoted to Super B.
Yeah, they promoted, but obviously you want to take that trophy home. You want to be the champion at the end of the day. Don't want to take that second place there, even though you got the promotion. And Macassar will now also be playing against Kylemore on Friday night for that third spot, and then obviously they will also get another opportunity to play in a promotion relegation game. So all still to play for the
definitely. Now we've got to move to Super B because there was another couple of games at this weekend, and myself and Lucian were privileged to be on both the A and B fields at City Park. And what do you want to start on first? We'll start with your game first.
We can start with my game. Yeah, it was St. George's, the Lulu boys against the Rainbow boys, the Hands and Hearts. Fantastic. Both teams came out. Great support for both teams.
It was massive.
It was massive, yeah. And I saw there was some veterans playing for Hands and Hearts. There was a guy playing who was 47 years old. Wow. And there was another guy that was 43 years old. You know what I'm saying? So Hands and Hearts has some veterans. They're guys that are still playing in their latter years, you know. Not latter years, but, you know, in your 40s. Imagine you'd be still playing, and they did really well, you know. So came close there. Hands and Hearts just falling short to St. George's there, 13 points to 18 OCV.
Yeah, and then of course we had Helderberg and Ballard as well, and I was privileged to do that. But you already gave your score away. I'm not going to say much because these are the teasers. Check this out.
Vantage over!
From both sides, when it comes out first, Jaggers throws out wide, another gap opens up. Quentin Bowen, still Elderberg on the attack, and there goes that man once again, Skull. Big number 4, Maikiso. Still Bello, pick up and drive now. Not gaining a lot of ground, but they still have the ball as Bello.
Use it.
And is he? Yes.
Out of the back, Van Wyk comes out now to his. It's Mentor. He's got men on his inside, but it's a try. Elderness for St. George's. St. George's looking really lively when the backs get going. Dirks. Yeah, that's a horrible kick straight into the hands of Blake Skelton. Skelton, can he go all the way? He's got it on the inside. Try time for Rudy Abrams. Dirksa, Mumba. Again it's Ensign, hands his man off. He's got Collins, he's got pace, and he's got Philander on his outside. Finally Ensign Arts score the first try of the match.
Ensign Arts and Georges. Die support is altyd lekker. Ek meen die hele Kraaifontein, die hele strand, hulle stiek uit meneer.
It was baie lekker geweest, you know, just to hear the support and how the people are coming out. Yeah. It brings joy to your heart to see that the rugby is still getting this type of support there.
There was a time in the match where I got distracted by the noise from your game as to what was happening in my game. My game had a lot of unforced errors. It had a lot of things not go right. Bello was in the game for a long time, and then jy weet wat hulle sê, as die damwal bars, dan kom die water.
Yeah.
And that's how it was at the end of the day. Open up the taps, Helderberg at the end there. So the score looked big, but it was quite tight. But I was more impressed with the fact that there was a lot of noise coming from your side, and that's what you want to see at club rugby.
Yeah.
It's something.
It was a vibe there at
It's
City
something
Park,
that's
eh?
missing in a lot of Super League A and Super B games.
Yeah.
Certain clubs though, because if you go to the Borland, you go to
almost guaranteed.
Hamlet Roses, Hamlet Bella Vista. It's cheap, but you
Now you're
guaranteed like
guaranteed.
6,000 people screaming at no, we're gonna win, no, we're gonna win. So
Yeah, you're guaranteed.
that's the kind of atmosphere
Yeah.
we love at club rugby level. And also kudos to those two teams. I mean, St. George's.
Yeah,
Cheap,
fantastic. You know,
there, eh?
I was once again so flabbergasted, you can say. I mean, Bailey, the scrum half of St. George's, 36, almost 37 years old. The veteran, but he looks so sharp, RCV, you know. And I think that comes from all those touch rugby on the beach and keeping yourself fit and just living a healthy lifestyle. Then you can still play and operate at that age. You know, you spoke about the English Premier League. Now look at Ronaldo, 37, 38 years old, still competing at the highest level. So if you look at your body and you look after yourself, your mindset, the lifestyle that you love, then you can still compete even at that age. And so kudos to Amin Bailey and to your team, all of the best in the final against Helderberg. It's going to be a big one. 3 teams from the Somerset West area in the finals. It's now Strand, it's Helderberg, and it's St. George's. So there's something happening there. Something is happening there.
It might be something in the water, in the ocean or so.
The sea
kudos to
breeze,
Helderberg.
the sea breeze.
Yeah, Helderberg as well. They, I mean, it was kind of expected they would beat Bellard, but Bellard really showed up as well. They still have an opportunity to get there, but they've got to play hands and hearts. So it's going to be difficult. I mean, you were speaking about Amin Bailey. He's going to play against one of his former clubs in Tygerberg as well. So it's going to be interesting to see him donning the St. George's jersey against his old Tygerberg boys. He was the captain of Tygerberg at the point as well. So congratulations to St. George's and of course Helderberg, who will be contesting the final. So great stuff for the teams from the Strand, the Somerset West area, lekker representing there. It is about time where we go into our favorite segment of the show, at least my favorite segment of the show. It is time for Coach's Corner.
Welcome to Coach's Corner, and what a wonderful privilege it is to be here with the CPUT staff, Cynthia Huko, the assistant coach for CPUT first team, and Brendan Isaacs, the strength and conditioning coach. Hershey, good to have the gents on board here this evening.
Yeah, it's always like, obviously, Ali and Jongi, they decided to dodge us tonight because we were going to ask the weak questions to them, but now we can ask the big ones to these gents because it's always like having people that are involved in it in SNC and in skills, which in attacking and defending skills, skill set. Having these guys on instead of having a head coach on that really just molds everything together, So I mean, it's lekker to have these boys here. But since how lekker is it working with Ali?
No, I think it's great. Ali's a wonderful leader. I think he gives me the opportunity, both of us, to just kind of do what we want to do. So he'll chat to us, ask us ideas and stuff, but really lets us. If he's like, you've got maybe 20 minutes to do this, what do you want to do? So really like he's telling us what to do. He gives us a chance to express ourselves, bounce ideas with him. Like he really just gives us the platform to be ourselves.
And as assistant coach with the attack, I mean, we've seen it on Saturday. When the attack flows, it can be devastating. And I mean, you as the attacking coach, you probably a little bit disappointed because I spoke to Ali after the game, but I know him personally. We're really good friends, and he was a little upset with how things went and thought you guys should have killed them off in the first half. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think like, it's kind of been an issue for us for a while. Like we'll kind of get teams under the pump in the first half and then kind of just like ease off the pedal a bit. But there are good moments. Like these guys are some of the most talented rugby players I've ever seen play rugby. Like their skill sets, the way they think about the game, their soft skills. It's kind of just helping them understand like you can't always kind of take risks. Sometimes you got to just control the tempo and stuff. But it's something we work on that we definitely will get better at. But yeah, it was a bit frustrating, especially kind of turned into an arm wrestle the last like 15, 20 minutes. But it's definitely something we'll sort out.
Yeah, Brandon, do you think that comes down to fatigue, mental fatigue, physically as well? Because I mean that's a part of SNC. I mean if you're extremely fit, you can focus and you can be on course and stick to your structure and stuff. But it's been a long season, so the boys should be tired, and that's down to you. Sometimes you get the blame if things go wrong. Am I right?
Yeah, no, definitely. That's just, I think it's part of the job as a SNC. The guys are tired, they're not fit enough. But like you said, it's a very long season. The guys played so much rugby, and now we're just slowly winding down to an end. But that's why I just try and keep the boys up to speed at training sessions. We always get a nice conditioning session in, keep the tempo nice and high so that they actually can deal with this when they get to these last stages of the game.
And Lucian, just before I get there, I just want to drop a little bomb here. You guys are in season, but you're literally a couple of weeks away from your off season prepping for Varsity Shield. So as an SNC firstly, Brandon, how's the program looking for off-season while you're basically still in season? And since you need to prep now already for Varsity Shield, I know you guys are going to get it next year. Hard luck for this past year, but you obviously want to get to the big time. So as an SNC, how's the planning going? And as an assistant coach, how's it going for you as well? Because I mean, there's a lot of pressure on you now as well.
Well, for me, definitely it's all about planning. Like you said, that's one of your main requirements. So for me, Oaks not doing too much, giving the guys off, I feel like a week or two, giving the guys a break, just a rest, get away from rugby, let them see their families. And when we come back, slowly build them up again. It's about 3 or 4 months, so I feel confident that it's enough time to get the boys where they need to be. So
are they limited to the amount of beers they can drink for those 2 weeks that they're off?
Well, I'm not a dietitian, so I'm happy for them to have 1 or 2, but I'll make sure that I'll keep tabs on them. Okay, boys, you can have it, but when you come back, there's going to be trouble. So yeah, they need to look after themselves. So yeah,
and
skinfolds we're going to be taking, and then they come back, and then yeah.
And keeping tabs on your assistant coach. I mean, he's got to do some planning as well, son.
Yeah, I think it was big for. I think we kind of the way we played this year. Like there was some good stuff we did, but for me and especially Alistair, he's like the way he wants to play and the ideas I have. I think we're trying to play more into the future, not just now. Like we have plans, like we want to play good rugby, but also have some balance. Understand, like, are we running, are we kicking, and just trying to get a shape and a structure that suits our guys. But then also we want to make Varsity Cup next year and be ready to play the type of rugby that we're going to need us play there. So kind of just getting our ideas right and having clear about this is where we want to play, this is what we need. Let's make sure we do that stuff every day so we can get the end product we want. That kind of makes sense.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, so next year you guys are obviously playing in the varsity. What is it going to take for CPUT to see themselves lift a cup next year and play in the varsity cup? Let's start with you, Brandon.
Well, I would say it's going to take a lot of hard work, commitment, and dedication from the players. I mean, if they don't, that's all that it's about. If they can give that to us as coaches and they can execute our plans, then I feel like we'll be unstoppable. So that's what I feel like we need here.
Yeah.
I think, and then also just consistency and just understanding that it's a long-term thing. I think understanding like, you know, you got to be focused every single week. You got to turn up every Monday, like to play the rugby that you need to play. Like UWs and NMMUs are different challenge now. They can have some experience and intensity. Just understanding like we got to end goal. We got to work every single week at that.
Yeah.
And understand like this is our plan. Stay true to our plan and just trust each other. We're going to get it done.
Yeah, I just thought now you guys have got some. You spoke about the talent that you have. I mean, the scrum half, Alexander, Cookson, the fullback, Shay Klaas, and the flank. As an SNC, how do you get the best out of these guys? What type of trainings do you implement in the gym, or is it outside more work? What exactly do you engage in with the boys?
So from me personally, like I like to individualize things. So Oaks will ask me, look, Brandon, I feel like I need to pick up a bit. I feel like I need to work on my speed. So I obviously just give them a bit of programming, and they do it in the gym or they do it off field. So basically, yeah, that's basically what I do. And then for a team sense, I would just obviously make sure that guys do what they need to do from a positional perspective. So if it's a forward carrying, must get off the ground, recoil, and do it again repeatedly. And for my backs, I make sure that they're nice and fast, and then they can get into the spaces where they need to be to finish off the track.
Yeah, I know you want to get to center. I just want to apologize. That was just ESCOM calling because it's almost that time for load shedding.
Since then from your side, you've got some good quality backs, good attacking. What is your way of going, your way of play, I can say? What is your methodology behind attack? And
coaching philosophy.
Yeah, what is your coaching philosophy?
For me, it's almost like I always say to the guys, like I don't want soldiers, I want painters. Like they must express themselves.
That's good.
Like I tell them, I coach more on feeling. Like how do you feel? If you try something, what feels good to you, and then trying to help them figure out how to play the way that they want to play. I'm just giving them a framework, but they're the ones playing.
Yeah.
Just looking cool with the walkie-talkie. So trying to help them feel like, I really feel good playing. I feel good doing this. Let's put you in positions where you can use your skill set.
Yeah.
Like expression, feeling.
That's amazing. I like that because we are, as rugby players, we are artists out there and we are painting a picture. Last thing for you, Simply, I had a question now that I kind of forgot, but now I came back now. I just wanted to know, now I forgot it again.
Always forgetful. Before Lucian gets to his question, just having a former Springbok, a former professional rugby player as a part of your coaching structure and setup, how lekker is it to have a guy like Jongi with the backroom staff, and how valuable is his input towards the guys as well?
I remember the first day we had a meeting, the first time I met him, we get into this room, this guy's like 6 foot. I'm literally like, you're no one who played for the Boks. One thing he's really good at is just his understanding of what's happening in the moment. Like, we'll be playing and then halftime he'll come chat something and I swear, it's like he's like, it's at the back of the mind, his messaging is really clear. And like I said, his understanding of what's happening right now. Because obviously he knows the game a lot quicker than what obviously we do. So like just the way he transfers messages, and then also the players have a lot of trust in him just because they know he's been around the block. So like he can pass a message on to them and they trust him with all the energy they have and they'll execute it. And he's nice and calm, he's relaxed because he's been around the block, so he's good for us and he's really good for the players. So yeah, massive.
I finally found my question. Hallelujah.
When it gets to the end of the season, this is how it turns out.
Brain is fried. Yeah, I just wanted to know, for young, you both are still young gentlemen in the game, you know, passion for rugby. What would your tip be, or your word of advice, or a word of encouragement for the young man that's also wanting to come up and coach, or pursue a career in coaching? Yeah.
I think, well, for me, like coaching side, I think it's like maybe two things. It's like find people that can mentor you. Like guys like Ali, Alice has been amazing for me. He's taught me a lot about like not so much X's and O's, but maybe more dealing with emotions, caring about players. Like he's really good at that. He cares deeply about us and the players, and I've learned a lot of that stuff from him. But then also just like really focus on what you want to do. Like, okay, you want to coach at this level, really understand, like put in the work every day. Just enjoy it, enjoy the ride. Put in the work, but enjoy the ride. So maybe those things, enjoy the ride, work hard, and then also find good people who've been around the block who can push you in the right direction, who can guide you. So yeah, those two things for me.
Yeah, from my side, I'll just say, don't be afraid of hard work and just get started. Like, I mean, you might feel like you don't know, there's a lot of things that I don't know, but I mean, or just go shadow other coaches, like you'll learn so much.
Yeah.
Where you're sitting there with yourself just thinking, oh, I want to be a coach, but I'm too scared to go actually and ask. Just go to a rugby field, get involved with rugby in so much, as much as you can, you know what I mean? That's for me. That helped me a lot. So yeah, just shadow people, know what you want, and just actually try and do a bit of action instead of just being in your head the whole time. I think that's going to help massively for you.
It's amazing.
Yeah, well, as Simply was talking about, the funny thing is, Alistair's my coaching mentor because he's the person who, number one, well, he was my assessor. And he was also the person who put me through the courses. So, Ellie's like the Jurgen Klopp of rugby, man. That's how I've always seen him. He's always the hug. He's always the, how are you doing? Are you well?
Yeah.
You know, how are you feeling? And that's where rugby also needs to go to. We used to having the, you can't do this. No, let's hug it out.
Screamer.
Let's hug it out. Because there's a big human factor to it, and I think a lot of people, there has to be one. There has to be one. Apparently, the screamer sitting next to me. But you know, that's where the balance comes in, and I think you guys have a good balance going there as well, and something that you need to take forward. And you better watch out for CPUT. They're playing in the finals of the Super League. See, but they've already qualified. They're in the Super B next season. They're going to do some great stuff with the varsity sports as well. It's varsity 7 soon. Are you guys looking forward to that?
Very excited. The boys, they love a bit of 7, so they're going on tour on Friday, so they're proper excited for that. Yeah.
Brandon, you going with it?
Unfortunately, I'm here for the final. I want to lift the cup. So yeah, I'll be helping out here, but I'm sure the boys will do fine. Put them through their paces already. So yeah, they must just go execute now.
It's all about execution, and that's what CPUT is doing. We'll be back after this. So that's it for Coach's Corner. We'll move that along because we've got to get a real business. It was a Super League A semi-final. We were privileged enough to be there, commentate, present the games. And what an absolute spectacle it was, because there was a lot of action on both fields. And let's leave the chats for now. Let's show them what happened. These are the teasers.
It's been turned over.
First player.
And it's Love. Will he have the pace? Finds a man on the inside. It's Love now. He's got, good intercept there by Ivan Blois. Does well the outside centre. Alexander's been tackled behind the ruck. Gabon kicks it forward. Gabon now in position. Can Makassa do something? They have to do something here. Picked up by Enver Iman. Still an opportunity here for Makassa. They need to be patient here. De Bruin gives it to the captain, Stewart, who runs hard at the line. He's over the line. Captain's not there. Fagan Sneyders kicks off once again. It's gonna hang in the wind. It's gone 10 meters. Joshua Prince competing with that. Stewart, the captain, and try scorer on the ball there again.
Step, Sia.
Ayman gives it to Daniels.
Number 9, offside.
Alexander offside there. And Daniels has a go here. It's Seister, the youngster Seister, having a go for Makassa. Big counter ruck by CPUT, but still on the side. It is turned over, it's Alexander. Gets it out now. Big tackle coming in there. It's the big man, Arnold Landers, but it comes out. Long pass by Cookson. Finds Blois. Blois has got feet. He's got men on the outside. Van der Jaffa! He's over the line! Try time! CPUT! To be
Just wait before the ball,
scrum.
before you move.
Hij kan niet kool geven, bal.
Good!
Makan to do so.
I want you to stand right across your prop and put it straight in. You must hook the ball. Bang!
Let me know when
Shit! Wait for it. That's fine.
Big scrum again by Derbiel. It's been picked up. Derbiel back as it scores. Try has been scored. Ruben Venter. Finally, the pressure has mounted to points for Derbiel. And the try has been scored by Ruben Venter.
False play. Scrappy, but they still get it. False play now. Close to the line. What's the referee say now? They're still with the bay. False play. They've got the ball available. What do they do? It's a pick up and drive. It's a try. Vlam van Veren. Breelangeberg gives it out wide to Adams. Salig Arendse. He evades one, but he does eventually get brought down. Still false play on the attack. Adams swings it out wide. Mr. Kim Jappi. False play. Still on the attack as false play. Still going forward. Adams to Arendse. Once again evades one. Doesn't manage to do it the second time, but it's Adams with the ball. Comes out wide. Darren Jafta now. Gets brought down by Pascal Ikeji. 19-year-old. He's got a lot of gas, the man from Marties. He's got a good defense as well. But what a piece of play that was.
Let's come to you first. There was a lot of action on the field, and there was a card of a very different color that was dished out on Saturday. What happened there?
The Derbiel UCT game was, it was one of those matches, stop, start, penalties. Unfortunately, one of the UCT players did get a yellow card there. Let's not go into the reasons why he got a yellow card. I'm pretty sure that the young man is already feeling
Wasn't
that
it red?
It was a red card, yeah. No, well, it was a red card. He was sent off indefinitely, yeah. So let's not get into the reasons for that. The young man, he's already feeling the obviously the hurt of that, yeah. But further, the game was it was a stop and start game. That's why the scores were so low as well. Scrappy. Let me just leave it there. It was one of those matches that the whistle was blown a lot. The whistle was blown a lot, and
that's something you don't want to see, especially at that level. You don't want to see that stop-start thing all the time.
And the scrums took so long to set. It was a problem at the scrum, but I think it might have been one of UCT's game plans. You never know because obviously Derbiel has a big, strong scrum. So it could have been one of those cases there, but UCT. Yeah, so, but the scrums, obviously Derbiel has a strong scrum, so you have to come with techniques, ways to how can we outwit, how can we get our ball back. Not that I'm saying that they did that, but UCT could have won the game there at the end. One pass there at the end, literally 2 minutes or so left. Guy passed the ball, it just came off the knee of the UCT player, try line begging, just had to dive over, but the ball went forward. And Derbiel came up on tops there, 13 points to 9 against UCT.
I think I was shocked at the amount of unforced errors in my game that I covered. The Marties as the false play. There was a lot of unforced errors at crucial times in the game. But the fact that the Marties were making 90% of them was astonishing. Because this is a team that prides itself on doing the basics correct and then playing from there and then setting up. And false play does the same, but there was a different level to what the boys from Constantia were doing as to what the students were doing it. And it was a brilliant reminder that these teams are not unbeatable. They're not unplayable. Even at their strongest, a club side can still take them on. But now I see the part where you're always pushing for the fact that the varsities need to be in the Superliga, because you could see the difference in class. Not that I'm saying that the Marties were outclassed or anything in terms of like they just on another level, or a lower level than false play. But false play took their opportunities better. And they really controlled the game. I think Ewan Adams was absolutely fantastic. Standout player for me at 10. Darian Hawk, your former old boy. He was fantastic at the back as well. Really, really clinical in terms of clearing
I was
the ball,
the
catching
scrum.
the
I
ball.
was the scrum battle
But
there.
that's what I want to get to. They absolutely annihilated the Mati scrum. And it happened constantly. And from the first moment, the
Sure,
very
that's
first
a-
scrum
that's actually
of the game that
very
they actually
surprising, yeah.
dominated was a Marty's guy dropping his bar and taking a knee because of the pressure. He just couldn't handle the pressure. And from that moment on, I knew false play was going to get into it. But they capitalized on Marty's mistakes,
Yeah.
and they obviously ran out victors. So congratulations to false play, Durbell as well. Let me remind you, and everybody that has ever watched the show, I was saying that it's going to be 2 club teams that's going to be in the final of the Western Province Super League A Championship. And my LC over here, my man, he did not agree with me. So, I mean, you know.
I was backing Falls Bay, but I thought UCT might tip Durbell. But congratulations to both teams there. Looking forward to that final, Falls Bay versus Durbell, 2 of the biggest clubs in South Africa competing. It doesn't get any better than that.
No, it doesn't. So these are the finals. CPUT versus Strand, St. George's versus Helderberg, and of course Falls Bay versus Durbell. It's going to be absolute humdinger of a weekend that's coming up. We don't have all the information of when it's going to happen yet. There was an initial date set, but we don't know. But good luck to all of the teams. And yeah, we can't wait to see who comes out on top. Speaking of coming out on top, we've got to give a shout out to everybody that's involved in the Mayal Cup this weekend. You involved there as well, Coach. So you've got something you want to add on the Mayal Cup?
Yeah, so obviously the Mayal Cup is happening this weekend. Kudos to the Borland with this brilliant initiative, bringing it together. So the Mayal Cup fixtures for this weekend. My team, I'm coaching for the Drakensberg team. Playing there in Ceres this weekend against Witzenberg. So Drakensberg is playing against Witzenberg in Ceres at the Rooikamp Sports Grounds. Matsikama versus Cederberg. That will be happening at the Vredendal Sports Grounds. Bergrivier versus Swartland. That will be happening at Rhino Park in Piketberg. Bredevallei versus Langeberg at Esseland Park in Worcester. Overstrand versus Theewaterskloof. That will be at the Hermanus Sports Ground. And then Cape Agulhas versus Swellendam. That will be in the Glaskasteel in Bredasdorp.
Yeah.
So matches there start, under 20 start at 12 o'clock. Second team, 1:15. The women's team, 2:30. And the first team start 4:45 this weekend.
I'm privileged enough to have information on the Overberg team. So I must say, it's an okay side. But this is something that I know, we don't get on negativity. We always spin it positively. Some teams didn't send players.
Yeah, that happened in Drakensberg as well. So it's
so
not
obviously it's like we understand that Rangers is not going to send their players. They don't want to get injuries now, which we completely understand. But there's some of the teams, the lower ranked teams and the teams in the lower regions that didn't even send players.
But it's a really
good opportunity now for those
guys.
players that really got into their team. So everybody in the Overberg, the Swellendam, Theewaterskloof, Overstrand, everybody that's involved in a squad this weekend, guys, go out there, give it your best. You're going to have eyes and ears on you that you couldn't have at your club games. So make use of this opportunity. It's 6 games over this weekend, obviously. Some big matches, and I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy it. Geduld, big ups, you guys are doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's it for tonight's show. It's been an absolute privilege to be in the gym, even though I have not exercised. But
Feels like I got a pump already, just sitting here. Too much time spent in the gym, but it's good. It's good.
I need to get in there now. I need to get my.
But it looks like you've got the guns going.
No, I've got some.
Your MP zit stijf, Esther.
Je weet, je houdt mij sterk en langer. So just before we go, I just want to say a big shout out to Rhino Productions, Mike. Absolutely fantastic as always.
Awesome.
And as we get close to the end of the first season of the show, I don't think anybody has ever, openly, apart from the 2 of us, said thank you to Mike and Sue and everybody involved at Rhino Productions. You guys are the backbone of the show, and we can't do anything without you. And you guys at home as well. Lucian, it's been absolutely fantastic, my brother.
Yeah.
It's almost that time where we've got to wrap it up for the first season, but we are in Wellington next week at Wellington Rugby Club. That was just confirmed, so you can check that out next week though. From me, I'm good to go. I'll say cheers. It's all yours, bro.
Hallelujah, CV. I'm not going to talk much. I'm just going to say thank you to our Heavenly Father. CV has made it all possible. This is only by grace. You know, it's only by grace. So with that, my name is Lucian Kibiru, and with that, we are signing out. Have a good evening.